Thank you so much for coming and putting your hands under the table and using your listening ears. Today in the science lab, we are going to learn about being a scientist as well as tools that scientists use. Now, if your dog is sick or your cat is sick, you take them to the vet. And a vet is a type of scientist. They see your pet sick and they try and solve the problem to see what's wrong. When you're sick, you go to the doctor. And the doctor tries to see what's wrong. The doctor is another type of scientist. Now you guys, when you come to the science lab, you're going to be scientists too. But you're going to use different things, we call them tools that scientists use. And in your classroom, you use tools. You use crayons and markers and scissors and pencils, right?
And paper.
And paper. So those are the tools you use. Today we're going to talk about some tools that scientists use.
I like
Now, the first tool is called a test tube. Can you say test tube?
Test tube.
Now, what letter does test tube start with?
J.
A T. Good. Let's count the letters in test tube. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So this is a test tube. And a scientist uses a test tube to pour liquids and things in so that they can investigate it. So what is this called?
A test tube.
Okay, this is called a test tube. Another thing a scientist uses is called a beaker. Can you say beaker?
Beaker.
What letter does beaker start with?
B.
And what letter does it end with?
R.
R. Let's count the letters in the word beaker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do you guys know how to divide words into syllables? Okay, let's clap it out. Ready? Beaker. How many claps did we do? 2. So beaker has 2 syllables. Now, a bird, do you know what the nose of a bird is called?
A baby.
A beak. Well, the reason this is called a beaker, it's a container that holds liquid, but do you see this little front part of the beaker?
Yes.
It looks kind of like a bird's beak, right? And it makes it easy for a scientist to pour something into a test tube because that little beak makes it easy to pour. Okay? I'm going to show you one more tool that scientists use. This is called a pipette. Can you say pipette?
Pipette.
And what letter does pipette start with?
P.
P. Let's count the letters in the word pipette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many syllables are in the word pipette? Let's see. Pipette. 2 syllables in pipette. Now another word for a pipette, because sometimes we have 2 words for the same thing, like I could call Sarah a boy, or I could call him Sarah, right? That's 2 words for the same thing. Well, a pipette is also called a dropper. Can you say dropper?
Dropper.
All right. Now, I'm going to show you how to use it, and then it will be your turn. Okay? So, good listening ears. Thank you for keeping your hands under the table. All right. How a dropper or a pipette works is there's air all around us. Okay? And this pipette, this dropper, is filled with air. When I press it, all of the air pushes out. Okay? So now when I press it, I push the air out and I'm going to put it into the beaker, and look what happens when I let go. The air from the outside of the room is pushing the liquid into the pipette. Now watch what happens when I squeeze it. I can push it out. Okay, so I squeeze it first, I put it in, and then I let go. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to fill my, what was this called? Test tube. I'm going to fill my test tube. Okay? like this. Now there are numbers going up the test tube, and the number I want you to find is 35. Do you know how we make the number 35?
A 3 and 5.
A 3 and a 5, good. So I'm gonna keep filling this up, and I want you to tell me when you see it getting right here to the 35, to the 3 and the 5. So when I get there, tell me to stop.
Stop. Stop.
Okay, let's see. Am I at 35 yet?
No.
Not yet.
Almost.
Almost. Okay, so let me keep going here.
Stop.
Stop. Let me see. Am I at 35 yet?
No.
No? Okay, let me keep going.
Stop. Stop.
Right now I'm at the 2 and the 5. What is a 2 and a 5? 25. So we want to keep going to 35.
Stop.
Let's see. Right now I'm at the 3 and the 0. Is that 35?
No.
Oh, but we're getting close, right?
Stop. Stop.
Let me see.
Stop.
Up.
Stop.
Are we at the 35?
Yes.
Okay, we're at the 3 and the 5. Now, I want you to take the tray from in front of you and move it forward, okay? And use your dropper, use your pipette to start getting the water. Remember, squeeze it first, and then put it in the water, and then open it. Good job. And then move it into your test tube.
I did it.
Squeeze, open, and put it in your test tube. And keep going until you get to 35. The 3 and the 5. So let's keep it in the rack here. Yeah, no, keep it right there. Okay, when you get to the 3 and the 5, then stop. Okay?
I went to 5.
Oh, but you want to go to 35. So keep going until you get to the 35.
35 is right here.
Good. Keep going till you get to the 35. The 3 and the 5.
I'm almost done. I'm at 10.
Oh, he's at 10. Good. Okay, leave your test tube in the rack. It's easier that way.
It's easier that way. A 3 and 5.
What number are you at?
A 10.
Yeah, you're at 10.
I'm at
Good.
15.
Good.
I'm at 5. And a 1.
Oh, you're at 5.
I'm
Good.
at 5.
You're at 5 too. You guys know your numbers really well.
I'm almost there.
You are.
I'm at